Hey there, welcome to another episode of Hiker Homily. And I'm out here on the China Gulch Trail by Lake Comanche. And I wanted to do just like a real quick one, a little bit talking about gear reviews because I put those on my channel as well. And one of the things that I do want to talk about is how I personally do gear reviews. For those of you who have actually been there from the start, you know my channel is a couple of years old now, several years old. And I actually don't have that many gear reviews on there. And I think part of that is because of the way that I do gear reviews. I don't like to just bang out things where it's like, okay, I have this gear and I've used it twice now in the past 2 days right out of the box, and so now I've decided here's what I think of this gear. Some gear you can do that with, but for me, for the most part, that just doesn't work. I want to know if this stuff is going to last. When I review it, I want to be able to tell any of you who are paying attention out there who want to know about it, is this stuff really going to do? Like the last one I did on my trekking poles. I mean, those are trekking poles that I have used for a year and a half on various trails. So I can really say, this is what I think of these poles. They're not just something I used on one trip. And yeah, they held up on that one trip, so I'm going to tell you what great poles they are. No. The reason why I like those poles is because they lasted a year and a half on some tough trails with quite a bit of use. So, and I like to do that with all of my equipment. So, so that's kind of my thing. And also the other thing I want to talk about is I get offers now and then. I really do, even for such a small channel that I have. People saying, hey, I have this product, would you like to review it? And it's gone two ways, because my answer to that question is always, I would love to review it. As long as you understand that you sending me the product for free doesn't mean I have to say nice things about it. If it's a crappy product, I'm going to tell people it's a crappy product. I will be completely honest. If it's a good product, it's a good product. Now, the one time that's really worked out was with my Pioneer Bear Camp hydration bladder. They specifically contacted me, and they knew that I wasn't a hydration bladder type of hiker. I usually use bottles. But the person who contacted me was convinced that I would like their product. And so they sent it to me and said, you review it any way you want. So I did. I took it out on a bunch of trips, and I used it here and there. And lo and behold, I decided that's a pretty good product. It helped me on several trips. So that worked out well. I ended up giving it a pretty positive review, but it earned a positive review. I didn't give it a positive review because they sent it to me for free. I gave it a positive review because that's what it earned. And that's just kind of how I am with any kind of gear reviews. Whether I decide this is what I want and I purchase it myself, or they send it to me saying, hey, would you like to try this? I'm going to be 100% honest about it, whether I like it or not. If I don't like it, I'm going to put out there that I don't like it. I'm going to give reasons too. I'm not just going to say, this is a crappy product, don't buy it. I'm going to tell you why I didn't like it. Because the reasons why I don't like something may not apply to you. You may decide, I still want to get that product because he didn't like it because of this. But that's not a thing for me. I don't worry about that. And that's okay. So, gear reviews. That's kind of how I go about things. As I want to take the time to really get to know the gear. Put it through its paces, so to speak. So I don't bang out lots and lots of gear reviews. I'll tend to do some a little more closer to the winter time when I'm not doing a lot of hiking. I have more time to think about it and stuff. But I think really in the winter time, that's when I'll be doing more hiking related book reviews, reviews on apps and things like that. Because for the gear reviews, like I say, I prefer to be out here reviewing the gear. Now there's some gear I know I've reviewed at home and things like that, but there's others you've seen me review actually out in the field. And so that's kind of how I prefer it. And I've even had a few people comment on that it's refreshing to see someone not sitting in their living room reviewing a tent. You know, when I review the tent that I currently use for backpacking, you're going to get a review from the field. And that won't be obviously the first time I've used that tent that I'm reviewing it. You're going to get a review of that tent on a particular trip when I'm out in the field. But that'll be the 100th time I've used that tent, because I've used that tent now for years backpacking. I love it. So there's a little mini review right there. I love the tent, but you'll see. But yeah, that's what I mean though. You got to put these things through their paces. And so that's really what it is for gear reviews. That's kind of how I do it. So I currently, and that's the other thing I wanted to say, is I've had things work the other way. I've had companies ask me, hey, would you put our product on your channel and give us a nice review on Amazon? And my answer to them is always, I'll give your product a nice review if it earns a nice review. Just because you sent it to me, and I've had people offer to send things to me for free, even with my tiny channel. But just because you sent it to me for free doesn't mean I'm going to put love signs all over it on Amazon or anywhere else. That's just not how it works for a gear review. Hi there. And quite often, lo and behold, the people who actually ask for specifically positive reviews, when I tell them my reviews are going to be candid, they're going to be honest, and if your product earns a good review, I'm going to give it a good review. But if there's problems with it, I'm going to say there's problems with it. Oh, what do you know? All of a sudden, they stop contacting me and they don't send me their product. Because there are plenty of folks out there who, that's what they're doing. They're fishing for positive reviews. No matter if they think their product has earned it or not. As far as they're concerned, they should just get a bunch of positive reviews, and that's what they're looking for. They do not care about the quality of their product. They just want positive reviews, and they think that they'll get them by giving them for free. And you know what? There are channels out there that, they're right. You send some of these folks that are out there doing hiking reviews, hiking gear reviews, and you can kind of tell. Most of the big names that I follow, stand-up folks. They aren't owned by any companies or anything like that. But there are channels out there that it's quite clear they're either in the pocket of a certain company, or if you send them something for free, they're going to give it an automatic positive review, because what they're hoping for is that kind of word will get around and they'll get a bunch of free gear. My philosophy on that is, what good is a bunch of free gear if the free gear is crap? You know what I mean? I lucked out with the Pioneer Bear Camp, and I'm going to throw them out there because I like their product. I don't even know if the company is still around, unfortunately. Last I checked their website, I don't think they're actually around. And it's too bad, because they made a damn good product. They were a small little startup company. And I really, I like I said, they earned a good review for me. I really like the product. I still use their product. I still use the hydration bladder by Pioneer Bear Camp, and I just really enjoy it. It's a good product, and so I lucked out on that. I received it for free in exchange for a review, and they were very open about, yep, you give it a review, whatever review you feel it earns. They were very good with that, because I made it very clear before they said anything to me that that's what I was going to do. That I was going to put it through its paces, and if I liked it, I'd say I like it, and if I didn't, I wouldn't. And they were fine with that, and they sent it to me. So, and that's kind of, like I say, that's the way it should be. But there are folks out there that's not what they do. They get free things or things, or they make a deal ahead of time. Hey, I'd love to get that thing. Okay, we'll send it to you, but we want a positive review on Amazon or a positive review on YouTube. And they make that deal. Okay, you send it to me for free, I'll give you a positive review. That's not good. How can you trust that gear review? Seriously, how can you trust a gear review like that? Because at that point, they're not reviewing the gear. They're just giving it a positive because they got something for free. But you, probably me, we're not going to get it for free because I'm not going to agree to a automatic good review, and you're not reviewing at all. Some of you folks out there, you're just looking for gear, and so that's not a good way to do it. It's just not. So that's what I wanted to kind of touch base on with this Hiker Homily. When I do put gear reviews out there, and this goes for my book reviews and app reviews too. I'm going to be honest about it. I am not sponsored by any of those folks, and the people who do send it to me for free, I am agreeing to that with no strings attached. You want to send it to me for free, I tell them up front. Then you understand that I am obligated in no way, shape, or form to give you a certain kind of review. I will give you an honest review. And the ones who agree to that and send me the gear anyway, awesome, I'll give it a shot. The people who don't agree to that, they just don't send me anything, and that's okay with me, because that tells me something right there, doesn't it? So, Hiker Homily for this time. I'm climbing back up a hill here. I'm at the apex. You can see the lakes over there in this oak forest. It's a nice area. The China Gulch Trail Comanche coming at you, and that's Hiker Homily for this time. Thanks as always for watching, and of course if you want to make some comments, if you got experience with having seen good reviews on products and then you get the product and it's crap, have you seen other types of things like that where you can just tell the reviewer is playing a game? Are you somebody with a YouTube channel of your own? Have you been given offers in exchange for things? Let's hear about it. Let me know. Any questions and comments can go to the comments down below, or as always, hikingforhealthca@gmail.com. As I climb up this hill, we will see you next time.